So, hi, I'm David Dunn, and I'm a scenic artist at the San Francisco Ballet, and we're in the Scenic studio. So this floor is where we paint the backdrops. This is a piece that we're doing for William Forsythe's Blake Works. He wanted to have a show drop to kind of set the tone of the piece, to get in the mood. Beauty always in the light. He chose an illustration of a dancer, the movements that the ballet dancer does, and we're bringing it up to full scale so it will fill the proscenium at the War Memorial. We're making it stage size. A lot of people have come in and they've said, that looks like the Leonardo da Vinci drawing, the Vitruvian Man. That's not this drawing. It's in a similar spirit. This is pure dance. The arcs, the graceful arcs that the arms and legs do in movement are large ellipses and even a circle. And then the anatomy is a little bit more detailed and showing where the muscles come together and bend and so forth. Lots of little dotted lines. And that was a technical challenge for us to try to reproduce those. We have some new tools and some old tools. Right now, what you see Garrett using,
it's a pool, it's a pool noodle or an insulation tube that we've capped and then filled with sand, so that it's got weight and it keeps its shape.
It might be good to get closer in to see it.
Yeah. The advantage of this thing is that it's long, and so it wants to follow a natural curve if you line it up. We have a variety of different ellipses and circles in this piece. This tool is really useful for that.
A lot of what we're doing is with that noodle, the flexible curve, and then the stick, the lining stick. There's a grid in this drawing. It's a lot of straight lines, and really all of them can be drawn with that stick. The carpenters built this for us, and the taper allows the edge of the painting tool to put wet paint down onto the backdrop, but not get on this edge, and that means that it won't drip as you make the line. Yeah, it is interesting. It's kind of a fun thing about the job. Very creative, definitely. We're lucky to have Garrett is a real creative thinker, and he's come up with a lot of these ideas since he's been here. I would describe what we're doing here, working together, like a dance. The Scenics have to do their own movement to be able to do the piece and not trip, step, smear something. And we each have our strengths, fill in the parts that need to be done. One person does one thing, one does the next. It's got a rhythm to it.
Part of the trick is that we want the paint to have enough of a flow to it so that it lays down nice and easy. You can see here where we're going to have to go over this again because it's a little bit ragged. Sometimes you need a couple passes to make it nice and dark. Part of David's skill in mixing the sort of Goldilocks consistency where it flows evenly off of a brush.
It's delightful to work on because you can see the movements that the artist or the illustrator was thinking about. So it does harken back to an era of when things were more handmade, and it's kind of wonderful to see that and think about what was there at that time. I'm sure there's a new version that someone's done digitally of a drawing like this, but it doesn't have the same feel to it. Maybe in the theater where you have a live audience and live performers, there's a desire to have things that are made by humans, right? As we get to this time where there's less of that. This piece isn't simply an illustration of a dancer, but it also has some additional elements. What they are will remain a surprise for the viewers to see when they come to see the dance in person. Suffice it to say, they're very much in the spirit and inventiveness of William Forsythe and his design and his choreography, and we very much look forward to hearing what people think.